Hello and welcome, I'm Liam, music reviewer, and welcome to my first review of 2019. Albums of the year will be coming really soon, but I thought I'd talk about this new Forest album, spent in entirety in a Japanese convenience store, because I gave it a go because I hadn't really heard any 2019 albums. I think I can speak for all music reviewers when you kind of want to, sorry for this analogy or whatever, you want to kind of like pop the cherry and want to find the big release of whatever year it is. You want to be the first person to find something that everyone's going to like, or something that you're just going to like a great deal. It's part and parcel of being sort of like a trailblazer, I guess. You always want to find what the next big thing is for whatever reason, and in that sense Forest are going to kind of be the opening act of 2019, I would think anyway, at least with like the smaller music reviewing community. I'd love to see if this ends up blowing up at all in terms of popularity. But this was released on New Year's Day, no less, so yeah, this is kind of like, it's kind of like the whole gold rush before it just kind of like goes dry. When it comes to Midwestern emo music, I feel to kind of have that itch kind of like scratched, especially when it comes to like modern day emo music. I'm really struggling to think of names. Modern Baseball are like one of the very few bands that are sort of in that sort of genre who seem to satisfy me a lot, and I think it's because many kind of seem to think that just having some self-deprecating lyrics with a bit of introspectiveness is enough to kind of like get you by, without actually going to the effort of sort of like implementing some technical wizardry or any sort of like aptitude for like a good melody, and of course you can produce a good song without either of those boxes ticked, but in my experience it won't really get you very far. Like if we're to use like a car metaphor, it would maybe get you to like the end of the road as opposed to getting to like the next town over. This album did sort of surprise me. I didn't have any sort of expectations. This is their sophomore release. I think it's their first album in about 3 years, and it seems like they've used that time pretty wisely. Even if I haven't listened to the last album, this definitely sounds a kind of cut above most emo releases, at least in sort of like, remember that sphere, it seems like a cut above, and I do think sadly it does kind of fall into some pitfalls, as it were, so especially when it comes to lyrics. I think they're kind of a bit cliched here and there, making playlists, like chilling to whatever cool emo band you want to talk about, and just like the commonplace of those like bittersweet quips. Yeah, they're kind of cliched and, like I said, commonplace, but there are some moments of gold on here as well. There's something kind of charming and funny about lines like, "I miss your dog more than I miss you, you're a monumental waste of my time." It's just like pretty blunt and they got a chuckle out of me. And excerpts such as "I used to carve your name in forest you never walked in" just have a phenomenal kick to them. There's just this unfiltered emotion that's just driving them, and it goes from being a line that would have just been fine and just elevates it tremendously. Performance wise, I think Forest really impress in this regard. They seem to add like an extra layer to, where most bands probably would have just kind of like left and not bothered. Like this, and this isn't a complaint either. This is actually like a big plus here for me, because I just regularly found myself like in a total trance. Songs like Goldust and Tater Tots just kind of show their talent in both grandiose and reserved fashion respectively, and the opener Kawaii Hawaii even allows the band to bring in more of a jangle pop influence, which is where the band's knack for crafting a good hook is displayed. Speaking of hooks, yeah, some of these choruses are just really damn good, and especially Goldust, which I would probably say is my favourite cut, where it's like, "Won't you meet me halfway, you can't spell forever without over," which again is quite I find it sort of like funny even if it is fairly simple. And then Perfect Worst Team had a nice simple one as well. Spending an entirety in a Japanese convenience store is a bit of a mixed bag on paper, where those very rare moments of evocative lyricism could possibly bring them down, but the way that those lyrics are often presented and what they're layered over the top of definitely kind of just makes it a cut above the rest. When you compare them to similar bands, like bands of the same ilk, I'm thinking like Mum Jeans and that, but I think Forest are definitely a lot more solid in every front, but from a technical standpoint, just performance overall, I think really makes this kind of like worth checking out, even if you aren't a huge fan of emo music. I think Forest kind of like take equal influence from kind of 90s Midwestern emo, and the recent surge of Philadelphia emo. It's probably a smart move to do that, and while they've got kind of like a way to go before making something truly great, and I think they've managed to scratch. I had like kind of like I've really been needing something from this genre that's up to scratch, like something like Remo Drive, and I really do think that they managed to satisfy me in that regard. So in terms of a score, guys, I'm thinking a decent 7 out of 10 for this one. I would further recommend going and checking it out. I'll leave a link to the Bandcamp where you can listen to it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys very soon, and next time you'll see me will be for my Albums of the Year video. That'll be exciting. But as always, guys, stay safe and stay hydrated.